think that's super, super goofy. What? Goofy. What?
I hope I got your face looking like really... I didn't do it good enough. I was gonna like full on put my arm and go, oh my god! Because I wanted you to have a really scary reaction.
Welcome back to my channel. Today is day 20 of Vlogmas and I'm in the car with a puppy girl because we are heading to Southern California. Kyle is cleaning off his windows right now and we just got our engagement photos back. We've been posting them all this morning. So amazing. When our photographer gave them to us last night, we just immediately started to cry because the ways in which she was able to capture both our love and Leia as well. We were just astounded and we are so excited for her to shoot our wedding as well. So Allie Lindsay Photography, hopefully I'll pop some of the images into this vlog so you guys can see them if you haven't already been spammed by me on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, I can't do it like I used to when I was young.
Went and got a Happy Meal for Kyle.
A Mighty Kids meal.
A Mighty Kids meal, sorry. Mainly because we wanted this. Oh, I love him. So what we were just talking about actually right now, so we're listening to this episode of Schmanners, which is this podcast by Travis McElroy and his wife, Teresa McElroy. And we love the McElroy brothers in general. If you guys like podcasts, I really recommend that you check out the Maximum Fun Podcast Network. So many different podcasts, comedy and culture. In particular, My Brother and Me is our favorite podcast. It's
MBMA.
Level 9000. Drew. Thank you, Drew. So what it is posthumously, they answer these Yahoo Answers questions. And some of them are absolutely ridiculous. Like, is it okay if I wear my karate gi to my jury duty? Or,
Am I good?
Am I good? What are good warrior cat names?
Snow Kid, Fierce Fang, Night Shadow,
Bramblепelt. We love this podcast. And they also host a D&D podcast that's called The Adventure Zone. But in any case, so this podcast that we're listening to, it's Schmanners. And so it's Travis, one of the brothers, and his wife. They call it Extraordinary Etiquette for Ordinary Occasions or something like that. And the episode that we were just listening to was all about giving gifts and Christmas gifts. And one of the questions that they actually kind of address there is, when is it okay for a couple to give a gift from both of them? And you know, it's interesting to hear their perspective, and they're like, if you're a unit, if you are together for a long period of time, but then again, maybe if you're together for like just 9 months, it'd be more appropriate for you to both give a gift to like your respective family members.
Or to friends. I think family members, it makes more sense. Like, you would always give a gift as a unit, especially if you're the younger of the two. The younger.
You think to like a friend, you could like.
I think a friend you need to separate. That's where you might need to separate. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think that would make more, because that's around the same age group, and I think when giving to someone older than you, there's an understanding where they would get a singular gift, whereas someone your age or so, I want more gifts. I want you to give me one, and I want you to give me one.
And one of the other questions that was addressed was, what if someone has a birthday that's really close to Christmas? Do you give them 2 gifts? Do you give them just one big gift?
You give them no gifts, no call. Go no contact for that month.
Okay.
Just like relationships, you make sure you break up right around the holidays.
It's like double or nothing?
Yeah, you break up right around the holidays so that you don't have to buy any gifts.
Yeah, that's actually happened to me in the past.
Ooh, touchy subject.
Well, and then also, like, when do you draw the line when you give a couple a gift instead of giving each of the members of the couple, or 3 members if you have a triad?
An age thing, I think.
Yeah.
If they live together is very important.
Yeah.
If they don't, then one of them is going to get the gift at their place. And it's almost like they're receiving the gift and not them as a unit.
Because all of our time that we've been dating, your parents have given me a separate gift from you. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they've given us gifts together as well, though. Like the salt and pepper shakers, or...
Yeah, that's a small... I think they give little gifts, but I think they give us each at least one, like, this is for you.
Right. What would you guys do? Like, you have have a family member that's not going to be at Christmas, right? Like, so we're not going to go to his family's house for Christmas this year. This is our 4th Christmas together, and he's never come to Christmas at my house. We've always done it where I've done Christmas with my family, and then I've gone to his house later. Do you give those people that don't show up for Christmas, do you give them a gift later on, or do you get like out scot-free? Like, you're like, well, they're deployed, like they don't get gifts for them, you know? But
I still think they should. I still think they should get something.
So what are like traditions that your family does every year for Christmas?
Church, which I know we're doing.
Oh, what day do you go to church?
Usually, we normally lately have been going Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve?
Evening, so that we don't have to get up as early on Christmas Day.
And by church you mean Mass?
Mass.
Catholic Mass.
Catholic Mass.
You open gifts on Christmas Eve, on Christmas? Like, what do you do?
I think last year, we opened them on Christmas Eve. But normally it's Christmas Day. But you know me, I like to shovel my gifts at people and just say, open it now. I don't like surprises.
Yeah, Kyle hates waiting. Like, he'll give a gift, or he'll pick a gift for me and be like, can I please give it to you? Can I just give it to you now? And I'm like, no, that ruins Christmas. I want to open it. I think the best part about Christmas for me is looking at the boxes under the tree. I love that. I love the gift wrapping. I think it's so much fun. It's really, really rad. What else? Like, what other traditions do you guys have? Can you think of anything? Do you do a dinner? Do you go anywhere like the day of Christmas?
No, like the weird one my family has that you're gonna think is very odd is like, instead of small peck kiss under the mistletoe, we do full-on makeouts. Mouth each other. Like Ryan and I aren't under a mistletoe.
You and your brother just like
making out. No, so like if you and I end up under a mistletoe, we have to like do like hardcore makeout.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is that all the traditions that you guys have?
Just the church, open presents on Christmas, you know, pretty basic. We used to do a breakfast.
A Christmas morning breakfast?
Christmas Eve morning. And then we would do on Christmas Day white elephant with my family. When you bring a gift, which normally in this case each person brings one because each person at the occasion needs to leave with something. So you don't, as a couple, bring a gift. Each person brings one. There's normally a limit, $20 or whatever it is. People ruin it by going out and buying like ridiculous gag gifts. It starts off, you normally pick numbers from a hat and then you go. You get a gift, you open it, everyone watches. The gift can be stolen 3 times. So on the 3rd time, the 3rd person to steal it gets it. It's gone. It's off the table. You now have it. That person is no longer part of the stealing, trading, anything like that. By the end of the day, though, like half the people end up with crap, and the other half ends up with really cool things that you could have gotten for $20. Like I got that igloo backpack.
Yeah, that I
like fought for that one. A smaller 6-pack bag.
Yeah, it's like a smaller 6-pack bag.
But yeah, that's what we would do as a family because they used to have it where we'd go to my grandfather's. The tree would be just exploding with gifts for all the kids. So it's just more affordable to now have all the kids who are now adults. We also have to put forth financial means to bring a gift, and it's just made it easier, I think, for everyone where the adults, the grown-ups aren't paying $200 every Christmas to please us all.
So when I was growing up, I grew up in New Jersey, and I have 2 families, right? My dad's family, my mom's family, and the elders, my mom's family, they're Scottish, and there's tons of grandkids. I'm actually one of the oldest grandkids. It's myself and my cousin Brittany, who's actually my maid of honor. She's my best friend. We're the oldest, and then everyone else is way younger than us. I mean, they were, at least when I was growing up. And then on the other side are the Russes, my dad's family, and we're the youngest there. So all of my cousins are older than us. And on either side, I think maybe this is like an East Coast thing, we never did white elephant, but we do this thing called Pollyanna. And Pollyanna is like a secret Santa, but we call it Pollyanna. And we draw a name out of a hat, and then we have a different cousin. So the cousins have the cousins, and the adults, like the aunts and uncles and everyone has each other. Because the families are just way too big for us to each get a gift for everyone. But then my grandparents would always get every single one of us a gift. Usually we would have Christmas Eve at my grandmother Russ's, so my dad's mom, and then we'd have Christmas at my grandmother Elder's, which is my mom's mom. Once we moved to California, when honestly, like we very rarely went back for Christmas because traveling back for Christmas is just such a hassle. It's really hard. And then when, especially my sister was born 2003, it was even harder to travel back. So trying to think of like the traditions that we have with my family now. My parents are divorced, so my parents split. Every year it switches. So some years my dad will have Christmas Eve, some years my mom will have Christmas.
Double the gifts.
Yeah, sort of. We definitely go to church, but not Catholic mass. We go to like a, like Christian church. What else? We always go see a movie on Christmas. That's
really?
Yeah.
Are we doing that this year?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why we wouldn't.
We're gonna see Rogue One?
I have no idea. So we'll probably go see a movie on Christmas. But my dad has Christmas Eve, right? And my mom has Christmas. I don't know if we'll go with my mom. I think that we have in the past, but usually if my dad has Christmas, then we'll go. But there's a lot of movies out, and there's always really, really good movies. Last year we saw Star Wars on Christmas. No. Yes, we did. But I'd already seen it. We saw it already. We saw it when it came out. My dad, I don't eat meat, but my dad always makes like a roast beast.
Roast beast?
Yeah, he makes like, in the past he's made quail and he's made like a prime rib. He does prime rib for Christmas, or they'll do like a Christmas ham.
Turkish game hen?
I don't know, they do different things, but my dad's partner, my stepdad Brian, he's British, so he does like figgy pudding, and he does those, gosh, what are they called? They're like those bread muffin things where you like take like bacon fat and then you put batter in it and then it poofs up. It's like what are they called? It's this pastry that has like a poofy top, and it's like very, very fickle with how you make them. It has to be scalding hot oil when you pour the batter in, and then you throw it right into the oven. It has to be done within like proper timing. They're like, I don't know.
It's called a heart attack.
But Christmas is fun. Like, do you know what you guys have for Christmas dinner usually?
I don't remember.
Oh, it really varies?
It varies. And it's so damn close to Thanksgiving, I feel like they all just mesh together. Like, it's like my grandma would bring her grandmally famous mac and cheese, and I also forgot one little tradition we did.
What?
Was find the ornament on my grandpa's tree. So he would have one of those like 8-foot tall massive real Christmas trees.
Wait, so do you guys always get a real Christmas tree?
My family does, yeah.
Because when I was growing up, we got a real Christmas tree, and then when we moved to California, we bought fake trees. And I've always had fake trees. And Kyle loves real Christmas trees. He will buy the evergreen scent and put them into our fake Christmas tree so that he can smell the smell of Christmas. He loves real Christmas trees.
It was an icicle, but an angel. Really thin, really small, really well hidden. And his tree would be so large, thick, and decked out that he'd hide it, and he'd give whatever child, because when you're smaller, this shit seemed impossible to find.
It's like funny needle and
you would get $100.
No way.
Yeah, so it was like a real serious tradition. You couldn't search, you couldn't get near the tree early, no searching, and then bam, as soon as he said go.
Was it hard to find, or sometimes was it hidden?
No, it would take 25 minutes or longer. Like, this tree was huge.
Did you ever win?
Yeah.
Some other traditions. We have stockings at my family. So very, very, very cute. Oh my gosh. So I guess I should mention this. So my dads are so fabulous, and they do multiple trees every year. They're crazy people. They love Christmas. They love decorating for it. They have masquerade balls. This year, they do a different themed tree every single year. The trees are never the same. So last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago, they did a peacock tree. One of the trees that they did this year is a purely poinsettia tree. So if you know those big red Christmas flowers, the entire tree is poinsettias. My dad, he sent us these photos, and he's like, we're ready for you. And every year we have a different stocking. It's really not a stocking per se. It's more of like a cylinder that has a lid on top of it. And each kid, my brother, my sister, and I, we all have a different character. So there's like a Santa, there's a reindeer, and then there's a snowman. And each of us have one, and that's like our stocking, and my dad fills it every year. And when I was a kid...
the Santa one's in a sleigh.
Well, yeah, so I have the Santa one. The Santa one's mine, my brother's the reindeer, my sister is the snowman. But this year, my dad got a sleigh. And there's a sleigh, and it has the Santa cylinder in it. And on the side of the sleigh, it says Meraki for Kyle and I. And so so Kyle has a little bag. It's like Santa's toy bag, and that's
Santa's
Kyle's
fat sack.
And so Kyle's gonna get his own stocking this year, which is so fun. When I was growing up, we always had a piece of fruit in it. I think that's for good luck. It was either an orange or an apple. It would have coins, or like sometimes chocolate coins, but more often than not like general coins for wealth and prosperity, toothbrushes and deodorant and lip balm. Is the stocking itself the wrapping paper, or do you wrap the gifts that go inside the stocking? Because my parents do
Stocking was the wrapping paper. Usually candy. I think always candy.
Yeah, I guess my parents would do like...
There might have been little things in there. I can't remember what that would consist of, but there's definitely just a bunch of Christmas candy. Chocolate Reese's,
Did you get
Santas.
those, my parents used to do this, I'm just like thinking about it now, those Lifesavers books?
Yes.
Remember those books
Those
that they were
always in there.
Lifesavers?
Those
And
were always.
and like they would have like the butterscotch ones,
Yeah.
you're like, fuck this one, like
Yeah,
I want the fruity ones,
Those were
you know?
always in there.
And the dark purple Lifesavers were amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that Christmas is probably one of my favorite holidays, but my favorite holiday is New Year's. I love New Year's.
There aren't very many like comparable holidays though, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Like most holidays are supposed to be like a
People love
remembrance,
Halloween, but I despise
remembrance of
Halloween.
something. Yeah, that's true. I think Halloween is the kind of thing that you enjoy based on, again, it comes down to age.
I hope that you guys like listening to our vlog about our Christmas traditions. I'd love to hear from you guys about what your Christmas traditions are. I think it's so fun to kind of share things back and forth. And I mean, obviously we're not gonna have kids, but like later on in our future, I think it'd be fun to have like our own traditions, to create our own traditions, and something that we could do every single year for the holidays.
Like leave and go on a vacation.
Like leave and go to Hawaii for Christmas. Share with me your traditions, for your holiday traditions. I mean, I'd love to hear about Thanksgiving traditions too. I think it's interesting to hear people's like really wacky and bizarre things that I've never done before, or like maybe there's some symbolism in your family. So hope you guys have a really great rest of your day, and we will see you back for tomorrow's vlog. Hopefully I'm gonna get my sister actually on film. My sister Olivia, people seem to like really love her, and she's absolutely adorable. She is like the cutest human being, and I can't say that she's adorable anymore because she's gonna be 14, but she's just an amazing human being. Goodbye.